me, you, baby. All I ever ask, do you wanna see my fire? Tonight, take it with me, take it with me.
But if I left, then it made no sense. And you tell your friends, and they want your hands, baby. Never mind, 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 never mind. What if I left, then it made no sense. And you tell your friends, and they want your hands, baby. Never mind, never mind, never mind, never mind, never mind, never mind. What if I left, then it made no sense. And you tell your friends, and they want your hands, baby. Never mind, never mind, never mind, never mind, never mind. What if I left, then it made no sense. And you tell your friends, and they want your hands, baby. Never mind, never mind,
Wow, wow, wow.
Dennis Lloyd closing it out. Next up, I got some laid-back songs chosen with you in mind. Dominic Fike first.
Love is when you try to place it out your mind, but you can't turn the radio down, and you can't think of anyone else. And love is when you try to make it out alive, but you can't turn the radio down, and you can't think of anyone else. Look, I can see your face in the Parisian paintings, the Mona Lisa. I can hear your voice in the streets and the TV stations and the police. I can feel the strains on my wrist. I don't need these bracelets of all the things that she keeps in cages. I'm at least his favorite. And she said I was about to give you all of me on all the weekends, and all I wanted was apologies and all of your bed. Over my heels and falling on my head, but all of my feels were already dead. And if I could rewind it for you, if you could remind me of what I felt before I felt for your idea of love. Love is when you try to place it out your mind, but you can't turn the radio down, and you can't think of anyone else. And love is when you try to make it out alive, but you can't turn the radio down, and you can't think of anyone else. Mona Lisa, yeah. Mona Lisa, hey. Mona Lisa, yeah. Yeah. Mona Lisa, Mona Lisa, Mona Lisa, yeah. I know you like your space and distance, yeah. You don't take admissions. They told you not to date musicians, yeah, but can't make you listen. Stick to the ones who let you make all the decisions and look the other way. And you already know what your mother say, and you already know I'm a number away. I was about to give you all of me on all the weekends, and all I wanted was apologies and all of your bed. Over my heels and falling on my head, but all of my feels were already dead. And if I could rewind it for you, if you could remind me of what I felt before I felt for your idea of love. Love is when you try to place it out your mind, but you can't turn the radio down, and you can't think of anyone else. And love is when you try to make it out alive, but you can't turn the radio down, and you can't think of anyone else. Mona Lisa, yeah. Mona Lisa, hey. Mona Lisa, yeah. Yeah. Mona Lisa, Mona Lisa, Mona Lisa, yeah.
cup and drank myself to
Okay.
sleep. If I make it through the night, then it's a sweet dream. I got demons, devils calling me.
So this is a little loud. Alright, so this is my plan. We've got this part printed off. All we have to do now, we got the water tank printed off. We still need water pump housing, but I went on Amazon and bought some water pumps that are controlled. They should be hopefully 5-volt digital. I guess we're going to find out. They're supposed to be 5 volts, which means we can snip the end of it off and control it with the digital pin from the Arduino. And they are USB powered. That is a massive ass tube. Yep. So I don't know if you can see that or not. If it'll like focus in. But that should say 5 volt, 3 watt. Which hopefully means, and it gives 50 gallons per hour. Which is a pretty beast of a pump, if I'm being honest. And this thing was like $9 on Amazon. So the idea is, what I'm going to work on tonight is we're going to try to snip this off and see if I can power this through the Arduino and also tell it when to actually turn on. And hopefully this works. I actually need a USB hub here just to see if it even works before I start cutting wires. Let me find a USB block because I don't have another spot on my PC. Let me test it real quick. Alright, it works. One thing we don't want to do is we don't really want to be running this without water because we don't want it to burn itself out. It smells so new. It's crazy. Okay. Let's disconnect the hose. Moment of truth. Let's snip this bad boy. I'm gonna leave enough wiring room just in case I need to eventually. Okay, so that's what I want to see, is it's just 2 wires. Speaking of which, what gauge wire is this? It is... It actually doesn't tell me what gauge wire this is. But since this is 5 volts, we should be able to control this from the Arduino. So it's not a 12. So it's a 12 gauge wire. Let's just go ahead and give it a bunch. now we've got our hot and we've got our cold. We've got our we got our ground and our hot. Red's gonna be hot, black is gonna be ground. What up, Hattie? How we doing, big dog? My microphone's probably shit because I'm using the headset microphone, so I apologize. But I should be able to put this on a digital pin, hopefully, and we should hear this pump turn on. Chillin' playing Warzone? Hell yeah, bro. You bought Black Ops 6 yet to get the access to the beta? Because we played earlier. I have all the pieces printed. I have the majority of the pieces printed, so I'm got these. So I ordered this pump off Amazon, specifically a 5-volt pump, and I snipped off the USB end, and hopefully this should just be a digital, which means I can wire this to the board here in a second, and we should hopefully be able to turn this on. Didn't buy it, but I downloaded it off my Xbox account because Game Pass is free. Hey, nice. If you have Game Pass on the PC too, you can have it because the PC Game Pass is actually cheaper than the Game Pass on Xbox. Okay, so we got that. So let's get a breadboard going here. 3 watts. I can try just a regular digital pin and just see what happens, and I might have to have the external as well. Yeah, that's what you did? Hell yeah. Well, next time I'm on, I'm down to play. We'll do digital pin 8. Actually, I could try it this way and see if it'll take the wire. So this is going to be pin 8. Then I need a ground. We might just pull the ground from this, make it a little easier. I need little ends on these bad boys. Because the temperature probes and stuff like that are really not the best. Like the wire's so small, like getting it to not fray apart. It's kind of a pain in the ass. Hopefully you can kind of see what I'm doing as well. I changed my setup so I would be able to do this. Okay. And then I need a black double end to go from the ground to ground. And then one more black. Hey, Metal Maniac 431, thank you for the follow. How you doing, man? Move this down one. So breadboards are really easy to work. Don't forget to eat and drink so you don't dry out. I actually just had dinner and stuff. Like I just finished dinner right before I started streaming. I made homemade chili and it was fantastic. So a breadboard, for people who don't know, is, let me see if I can get this like closer to the camera here, or maybe I can bring the camera down. So you have on the side here a negative strip that goes all the way down. Plugging in a negative, which I have right now, I have a negative wire going into the bottom of that negative strip. It gives the ground all the way up that strip. And this is kind of like your, call it like utility for like me and Hattie. So this would be like a utility ground. Then you can take anywhere from that ground strip, break it out to the breadboard. And wherever you attach it, there's some letters at the top there. This is FGHIJ. If I attach it in that spot with J1, it covers the ground for F1, G1, H1, I1. All of those are now grounded as well. So that's what's really helpful about like wiring circuits on a breadboard. So let me go get a cup of water or something to put this in real quick, and I will be right back, and then we will write the code real quick to try to turn this on, and hopefully the power is good enough that we can turn on the digital port 8 from the computer board, and this water pump will turn on and start moving water. That's what we want to see. Will we actually see that? I'm kind of worried because, like I said, we bought this off Amazon and snipped the USB power. But 5 volts DC is 5 volt DC. So let me be right back. I'll grab a cup of water.
Slow down, you crazy child. You're so ambitious for a juvenile, but then if you're so smart, tell me why are you still so afraid? Where's the fire? What's the hurry about? You better cool it off before you burn it out. You got so much to do and only so many hours in a day. Hey, but you know that
I'm back.
when the truth is told that you can get what you want, or
So
you
we've got some water. Let me move my drawing here.
get halfway through.
We're going to pump the pump in the water.
Realize Vienna waits for you.
And hopefully, when I turn this on, it's probably going to just shoot up instantly, which means it's probably going to get everywhere. So maybe I want to move some of this shit. Just in case it does go whoosh. Because it said it's got 2 foot ahead, which means this thing should be able to pump some water for a 5 volt water pump. So let's move that, and then I'll like turn it towards that. So once we actually turn it on, I do have the hose. So I mean, technically I could. Maybe that's what I should do. Because we'll do this, and when I turn it on, I'll hold the hose. Okay. Let's switch over to Arduino here. Okay, let's see. I don't care about any of that right now. I've got servo. Let's do punched. Hopefully you guys can see my what do we name this pump? P001 equals digital pin 8 let's see, pump 001 is on digital pin 8. And we'll come down here and we'll do pin mode. P001 is going to be a digital output, which means we send the signal to tell it to turn on. Then we will go down here, and I will go just in the top of this void loop here. We will do
Billy Joel, the last one there. Going for a positive vibe next. I'm gonna start with "Love Me Again" by John
right.
Newman. Got a mix of dance pop and electro pop coming through.
P001
Let's get into it.
high. we'll do a delay. We'll let it run for 4 seconds. It's in milliseconds. And then we'll do where it turns off, because I don't want to have this thing just constantly going. And then we need to delay again, otherwise it's just going to instantly turn back on. Okay, so the board's is not connected. I need a new cable, I think. This cable sucks. Come on. Okay, it's showing it's good right there. So this should be good now. Can everybody see the Arduino code, if anybody is still out there? Are we ready for fireworks? I want this. I've been like jamming to this particular song, not this one. This one. DJ's got me hooked up here. Are we good, everybody? Can anybody give me a thumbs up or something that says someone is out there and ready to see if this is going to work? I guess I could pull up the chat on my phone, right? Did my stream crash? Thank you, Jenna. Alright, let's see what happens. What's supposed to happen is this should turn on and pump for 4 seconds. And then turn off for 4 seconds and then kind of repeat is the idea. Uh-oh, hang on. Unexpected performance. Oops. Nothing is happening. The code is uploaded to it, so nothing is happening. Okay. What if I connect it to just this 5-volt pin? Nothing. Okay. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh, it worked! It worked! Yeah! It started spraying water everywhere. Oh, I need a towel. Yeah! Look at that, chat. That's turned on with an Arduino. Make sure that tube's empty. Alright, well now I need a fucking towel. It works! Okay. Well. Yay, but I made a mess. But hey, it worked. That's the cost of doing business, baby. Let me just disconnect that hose right this second. You know, I probably should have took the proper safety cautions and had the towel down first. So the problem that I thought we were going to have is the digital pin itself does not have enough power to actually turn the pump on and run it. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to set up a little mini circuit where the digital also feeds into the board. And once we do that, then the code should be able to control who gets 5 volts and who doesn't. But we'll see. So let me future-proof a little bit here, and let's put down like a hand towel. But hey, it works. That's what we want to see. Okay, let's not make a mess. Which is definitely what I just did again. Okay. So, I need to connect the 5 volts and so I need 5 volts to the positive. I'm going to try to match colors as best I can, because we always want red to be denoted for hot. Voltage is 1. Let me future-proof here a little bit and make sure that's going to blow that way. And stop till I crash and burn. She's a running, boys! But that's not what I want. It's constantly running. We don't want it to constantly run. It needs to be able to be turned off and on. I need one that can go. Yeah.
Slow down, you crazy child. You're so
Okay, it's running. Let's upload the code.
Where's the fire? What's the hurry about? You better cool it off before you burn it out. You got so much to do and only so many hours in a day. Hey, but you know that when the truth is told that you can get what you want or you can just get old, you're gonna kick off before you even get halfway through. Ooh,
It's not shutting off.
will you realize
So let's think about this.
Vienna waits for you? Slow down, you're doing fine. You can't be everything you wanna be before your time. Although it's so romantic on the borderline tonight. Tonight. Too bad, but it's the life you lead. You're so ahead of yourself that you forgot what you need. Though you could see when you're wrong, you know you can't always see when you're right. You're right.
So if I connect this to the 5 volts, it auto works.
You got your pride, but don't you know that only fools are satisfied? Dream on, but don't imagine they'll all come true. Ooh, when will you realize Vienna waits for you?
So I mean, those are in. And I have that connected to ground. Which means that should technically be powered right now.
Slow down, you crazy child, and take the phone off the hook and disappear for a while. It's alright, you can't afford to lose a day or two. Ooh, when will you realize Vienna waits for you?
No, I don't want that.
You know that when the truth is told that you
So like I said, if I plug this in,
can just get old.
the pump turns on.
Kick off
Which is good, which is what we want, but I need to be able to control it.
Why don't you realize Vienna waits for you? When will you realize Vienna waits for you?
Because right now it's just getting 5 volts non-stop, which means it's never going to turn off. And right now digital pin 8 should be running. Yeah, I've got it on digital pin 8. Let's just debug a little bit here. Make sure that it's getting the high signal. Here I am. P001 is now on. P001 is now off. So it should be turning on and off, according to the code. here I am. The pump is on. Okay. So the code is working, but we got no pumpage. Hmm. So 3.3 does nothing. 3.3 does nothing. Okay. Let's see. So why can I not control that the pump needs to turn on and off? Mega, let me look and see what the max voltage is. Mega 2560. Let's see what the max voltage is in this bad boy. See, this pin outputs a 5 volt from the regulator. Okay. So apparently, I need a relay. Do I have a relay? I might be shit out of luck again. Five-volt relay. Supposedly I have one? Let's see if I can find it. Okay, let's see. Hold up. What? Okay, so we have found our relay. Now how the hell do I wire this thing?
Finishing up there with AJR. Right now I pulled together a few artists for you. Red Hot Chili Peppers, that vibe.
Okay. I'm gonna print off an example of this. So this is what the guy had as an example. We got our board, this relay. Hopefully we can pull this off because my relay looks a hell of a lot different than his relay. And this is going to be our pump. So I'm going to emulate this on this board, on the breadboard, and let's just see if we can get it to work. Apparently it's an amperage issue. So we got 5 volts going in. Which goes to this middle pin. Okay, middle pin goes there, straight to the 5 volts, which we have. Okay, and then we have, so I got my 5 volts coming to here. Like what? So this is with an external power supply. I don't need the external power supply. And then I need a ground to a ground. I have a ground to a ground. And then I need so ground to ground. We'll say the left. What if I do it like this way? Then this guy is our ground. And then we have digital 8 going to the other pin. those three are wired. I think that's actually working. Okay, now we just gotta wire the pump in. Which should be the outputs. So with switching on and off, the relay's working. But I'm still not getting enough power. So what am I doing wrong? Digital code? Digital 8, so it's clicking on and off. I got the ground wired. desperately need some though. I have done something wrong here. I hear the relay clicking. So my 5-volt is working. Like I hear it turning itself on and off, so the code is running. I've got a problem in my wiring somewhere. What can I be doing wrong? Let me look up this model number, I guess, and see if maybe I'm wired it wrong.
trained that last one. Right now, I got Mother Mother leading us into this next mix that should be all you.
Goddamn, my love's too hard, my love's too hot, my love's a fire. Everything I claim to love's going up in flames and I burn alive. I gotta lay back in a straight jacket after sex, I'm still inspired. And my friends will ask when I feel relaxed, and I say, when I die, I'll let go. But in my life, I'll hold on until there's nothing left to hold, and then you know I just explode. I'll explode. Goddamn, I run too fast towards the things that I adore. Everything I'm running for starts running from me like I'm a zombie. I gotta lay back, gotta get static. After Xanax, I'm still wired. And my friends will ask when I will relax, and I say, when I die, I'll let go. But in my life, I'll hold on until there's nothing left to hold, and then you know I'll just explode. I'll explode. I'll just explode. I'll explode till there's nothing left to blow. When I die, I'll let go. But in my life, I'll hold on until there's nothing left to hold. When I die, I'll let go. But in my life, I'll hold on until there's nothing left to hold, and then you know I just explode. I'll explode. But in my life, I'll hold on until there's nothing left to hold.
Locked in a stalemate, then was no hope. Rock in a hard place, it's better in control. What am I waiting for? Feet planted beneath my compass, my transport.
I might have this guy backwards.
She won't believe you when you fall down on your knees. She fell asleep listening to my friends talking on and on about how the world ends. Then she wakes up and climbs in my front seat. And she said, don't you wait to try it. take it all, cause it's already spent. We can burn out just as long as we burn bright. And she said, don't you wait to try it. Are you scared to find it? And do you wanna take my broken heart? And will you ever heal from all these scars? And did you ever take it all so far? Are you scared to start? I just wanna rewind. I haven't seen you in a long time. You got me feeling so lonely. Even when you come through, I can tell that it isn't you. So baby, bring it in closely. Hate the way I love you, but you're so sweet. I always find a way to say the wrong things. I wish that we were laying in the same sheets. But lately you've been acting like you hardly know me. I just wanna rewind. I haven't seen you in a long time. You got me feeling so lonely. Even when you come through, I can tell that it isn't you.
Share a common ground?
Hate the way I love you, but you're so sweet.
Supposedly I'm supposed to share a common ground?
I wish that we were laying in the same sheets. But lately you've been acting like you hardly know me. I've only recently began to fall.
What am I doing wrong here?
Feel the need to go and waste it all. I tried to numb away.
5-volt ground. Okay, I've got that part.
I hope someone is watching me, watching me, watching me.
My middle pin is 5-volt.
Finding out the hard way, forgot how good it feels to be alone. You did watch a movie on your phone for real. Is this how I'm supposed to feel? Save me some, she said, love. I felt like you could've started something else, but I couldn't think of nothing else for real, 'cause it was hard to tell.
I fucking did it!
Down the long days, forgot how
Let's go, guys.
alone in here. Feel like I ain't folded clothes in years. I can't believe it's over still. All the way down, you stayed around the whole time, but it wasn't for yourself. I still don't know how you felt for real, baby.
Alright,
It was hard to
so
you can't blame me. I don't put on an act for everybody. It wouldn't break your
I'm gonna plug this back in,
happy. Feeling the mountain.
and as the relay hits,
I try to force my smile, but can't deny it.
it now works. And then once the relay goes normal closed, it shuts off. Then it clicks back on normal open, it's on. We fucking did it, chat! We
Dominic
now
Fike
have the
finishing it
wiring
out.
schematic
Next up, got an
for how a
upbeat
pump
vibe.
works.
I think you'll like these. First up is Daryl Hall and John Oates.
We can now remotely control a pump. Problem is, I need more 5-volt relays. So let me take a picture of this part, and I'm going to hopefully go get more of these tomorrow. Take pictures so we can document. So I got the pump turning on and off. I have a remote relay here, or a 5-volt relay that stays normal closed whenever there's no signal going to it from the board. So it's off. And then here in a second it'll energize and it'll go normally open. And when it goes normally open, the pump itself then turns on. This is exactly what we want. So right now I have it only running for 4 seconds, it's turning off, then it'll kick on for 4 seconds. Boom.
So it's off, and then here in a second it will energize and it will go normally open. And when it goes normally open, the pump itself then turns on.
That deserves a celebration, chat. So let me do a be right back screen. And I will BRB. Just enjoy the tunes. I'm gonna go get a water. Now that we're back, let me see if I can add a window, a screen capture here. Let me see if I can get it to read temperature.
And love is when you try to make it out alive, but you can't turn the radio down, and you can't think of anyone else. Look, I can see your face in the Parisian paintings, the Mona Lisa. I can hear your voice in the streets and the TV stations, and the police. I can feel
That's not gonna work, is it?
I don't need these bracelets of all the things that she
I need it to be a certain thing. Can I pop out a serial monitor?
turn the radio down, and you can't think of anyone else. And love is when you try to make it out alive, but you can't turn the radio down, and you can't think of anyone else. Mona Lisa, yeah, Mona Lisa, hey, Mona Lisa.
Okay. Let's wire up a temperature probe, and let's see if we can get it to be, when it goes above a certain temperature, if it then will start the pump.
You don't take admissions. They told you not to date musicians, yeah, but can't make you listen. Stick to the ones who let you make all the decisions and look the other way. And you already know what your mother say, and you already know I'm a number away. I was about to give you all of me on all the weekends, and all I wanted was apologies and all of your bed. Over my heels and falling on my head, but all of my feels were already dead. And if I could rewind it for you, if you could remind me of what I felt before I felt.
So I need a digital pin. Digital pin 4. The yellow. So digital pin 7654. Another blank. Okay. Black. We need a red. And we need a yellow. I might need a resistor as well. Hopefully, when we hook this up, we'll start getting digital or getting temperature values. But let's see. Let's see if we're getting any temperature. Okay, I'm not getting a temperature. You know, that might have something to do with it. My negative wire is not in the right spot. Still not, sorry. Still not getting temperature. Let's give it a second to catch up here. So we got our hot, going to hot, got negative, going to negative, digital, going to digital 4. Okay, so that's not working yet. .7. Let's see. Okay, so I do need a 4.7K on resistor. Honestly, don't know if I have that size. stop till I crash and burn.
Tell my mom I'm sorry. Hear me now, hey, this time I'm ready for it. Can't stop this war in me, can't stop this war in me, baby. Hear me now, hey, this time I'm ready for it. This fight, this war in me, this fight, this war in me, baby.
Okay. So I need a resistor
Can't stop this war in me, can't stop this war
to
in
go.
me.
So I need the digital twin. So we got that part right, and then I need a resistor to jump to the power. So let's disconnect power. And then I need a resistor jumping from there to there.
Slow down, you crazy child.
There we go.
You're so
Now we're getting temperature.
ambitious for a juvenile, but then if you're so smart, tell me why are you still so afraid? Where's the fire? What's the hurry about? You better cool it off before you burn it out. You got so much to do and only so many hours in a day.
Nice. We've got temperature.
But you know that when the truth is told that you can get what you want or you can just get old, you're gonna kick off before you even get halfway through. Ooh, when will you realize?
Okay. Making sure my camera's still working. Now I should be able to edit the code because we have temperature. That whenever, let's see, if temperature goes above reference temperature, which is 82 degrees, we want this to happen. We want the pump to kick on to cool our reactor. Okay. And then once it goes to the point where it cools off enough, which will be below that temperature, we want it to say the motor is now off, or the pump is now off. So now what should happen is whenever the pump turns on, so we have a temperature probe, right? Whenever this temperature reaches a certain temperature, which I have it at 82, so I'll just hold my hand around it to raise the temperature. Right now it's saying it's 74 degrees in my office. Once it hits 82 degrees, this relay will click and go normally open, which means it will power our water pump. The water pump will turn on, that will then register the temperature here, and it will stay normally on. And the pump will stay on until this temperature probe reads below a certain temperature. I think I have it like set to 82 degrees. So that's what we expect to happen. So let's see what happens. Okay, it's showing 75 degrees. So what should happen is, as I'm holding this, hopefully this can be seen. As this temperature is going up, we're at 79, 81, 82, 83. The pump is now on. Oh, I'm an idiot. I have it unplugged. Okay, so the pump is now on, right? And it's saying, hey, we got to cool the reactor off. It's too hot. So hopefully that can be seen that the pump is running. We've got a little bit of water level issues here. So we're reading 85 degrees. So if I cool this off, the pump should then turn off once it hits a certain temperature. Okay? It says the pump is now off. And the pump turned off. So it worked exactly as we wanted it to. So let's warm it back up. I'm at 78, 80. Once it goes above 82, it'll kick on. 81, 82, pump should kick on. We're now above 82. We're at 85 degrees, so let me cool it off. And then it should turn off when it goes below 70, or it goes below 80. And now the pump is off. The serial monitor is now saying it's off. Let me switch screens so I can show the serial monitor to show you what it looks like on the serial monitor. So let's do live screen. Go back to this. We'll clear the serial monitor. So right now it's saying, hey, the temperature is 76.21 degrees. It's much cooler. Pump is now off, right? It's just saying pump is now off, pump is now off, pump is now off. So just like I did a second ago, I'm going to hold my hand over the temperature probe. We're going to raise the temperature. Once it goes above 82, the pump will then, it'll change the statement. Pump is now on. The water pump is running over here. And it'll say, hey, we got to cool the reactor down. I'm going to cool it off with the water itself. Once it goes below 80, pump is now off. And just like that, we now have a jacket that can control temperature by turning a pump on and off. Ladies and gentlemen, we got them. That is what we like to see. That makes me very, very happy. We'll try someone ever come hang. Let's go. So now I gotta record this. And how I'm gonna do that, I don't know. How the hell do I record this? Okay, same concept as before. We've got a temperature monitor reading. It's saying the pump is off, pump is off, pump is off, because it's below the temperature that I need it to be. So I've got my temperature probe now. So what should happen is this is going to go above a certain temperature once I hold my hand around it. Once it goes above 82 degrees, the message and the serial monitor will change saying, hey, turn the pump on, and the pump will then kick on based on temperature. And then once I cool the probe back off with the water, the pump will shut itself off once it goes below 80 degrees. So let's do it. I'll hold my hand over the temperature probe. Let's watch the temperature. It'll go above 82 degrees. The message will change now. Pump is now on. Come back over here. Pump is running. Yes, yes, yes. Everybody's happy. Let's dip this guy in the water. Go back to the temp. Pump is now off. Going back. Pump is now off. Let's go.
Degrees. The message.
Now, let's see if I can wire up the servo motor. We'll use one of my new servo motors that I bought. Actually, fuck, I gotta change the camera right now. Okay, so now I'm going to use one of my new servo motors. The idea now is whenever the pump turns on, we'll also have the agitator. This will be the agitator that spins inside our tank, right? So I should be able to put this on top, and it should, whenever it turns on, if I can get this open, whenever it kicks on from the code saying, hey, the temperature has reached a certain point, turn on, it should turn on. So let's see if we can make that happen. And once I get my code working, then we get the fun thing of making it Bluetooth, which I've had a bit more trouble with. So we'll see how that goes for us. But I want to get the pseudocode kind of working first, and then once we get the pseudocode running and I can control the plant to like a button or something, then we will work on the Bluetooth code. So no big rush. What is the purpose of this guy? Also, does this screw go in this hole? Does not. What can I use to simulate my agitator? Because I don't have my agitator printed yet. Just think, children, no need for a USB when you got all this. Okay. I need to attach this to digital pin 3. Okay. So I need this guy to go to digital pin 3. That's pin 4. So that should be pin 3. Okay. Now I need 5 volts from yours truly into the 5-volt pin. I can't remember if I have to have a resistor for this guy or not. I probably do. And then we need ground to ground. Okay, so let's see if this is going to work. What do I do with my temperature probe? You're in the water, aren't you? Probably have this wired wrong, but what should happen is this should turn on as the pump turns on as well. And it does turn on! I don't know if you can see that in the camera or not. But it is turning. Let's see what happens. Can you see that that's turning? Okay. Nice! We fucking got it, chat. That's awesome. That is awesome. Pain has slowly passed. Sealed up tight. Sorry guys, I'm just doing some documentation here. So I make sure I don't lose how to wire this shit. Okay. Middle one is just 5 volt. Just go out. Number 4. Right, yeah, you just go straight to digital. With my power over my ground. And then my black just ties into ground. Excellent, 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 excellent.
Now that she's back in the atmosphere, with drops of Jupiter in her head.
So we got the pump to turn on based on temperature.
She acts like summer and walks like rain.
So if it's too hot, we turn it on. It runs until the temperature cools down, and then that and the agitator both stop. I mean, we've pretty much got it at this point. I mean, that's pretty much the code. I just need to now wire everything onto the boards themselves, and I'm still kind of waiting on parts to print. Once the parts get printed, however, we will then be good to go. And I can actually officially put this bad boy together. We're missing something to put this guy in. Put the water pump in. But we've got this. Sits on top of this guy. And we'll screw him in. We'll screw it in here, 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 and here. It should line up perfectly there. If you can see that guy in there. Where our agitator blade is going to come into the tank. And this will then sit on top. Oh, I got it backwards, but because this is our tank, we got temperature probes and water going in. Oh, this is water coming out. Temperature in, temperature of the jacket, temperature of the tank, and we've got this guy to turn on, mix the tank up. You know, spin, 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 spin to cool the tank off, and then once it's cool enough, it shuts off, and that's pretty much the reactor is running. So our simplified code is working. The next big fun part is going to be get the board built. You know, get everything installed. Like I need to install this guy like on the board somehow, maybe the glue, just glue it in. Get it on the plate, and then it's going to be drilling holes for wire. So I kind of need to wait on the rest of my parts to print. And I think then we're in a good spot. So I think that's going to do it for this today while I wait on my base plate to print. Because the base plate is going to be this, but with big poles coming out of each corner. And we'll have all the wiring stuff on the bottom plate mounted to the bottom plate. And then this will be the top plate where kind of our reaction is taking place, which will have this here. We'll have our water reservoir here. And then I'll print something for the big water pump itself to fit into a couple of different spots. And then we'll just connect all the wiring, we'll connect a power supply to it, and our project will be done, boys. We will have done it. So I think that's going to do it, and I might get on and stream some COD or something here in a minute, but other than that, I mean, hell of a day, boys. We got a water pump that works. We got a whole system that monitors temperature, and the second it goes above a certain temperature, we send it. So now we just got to figure out how to send that data. We got to build the circuit, and then figure out how to get data over Bluetooth to something that can monitor it on the phone. And once we have that, the project will officially be done. And if we want to add more things, we can at that point, but I don't really know if we need to. So that'll do it, guys. Thank you everybody for watching, and yeah, I'm gonna go do my nighttime routine and maybe play some COD for a little bit and go to bed a fucking champion.